Welcome to video 2 of my 3-part grounding series. Grounding exercises are done to help bring your mind and energy into the present moment, the here and now. There are 3 main categories of grounding techniques: physical, which I discussed in video 1 of this series, mental, which we'll be focusing on today, and soothing, which will be featured in my next video. This video will focus exclusively on mental grounding techniques. Mental grounding techniques use mental distractions to help redirect your thoughts away from distressing feelings and back into the present moment. You can use grounding exercises whenever you want to be mindful and in the present moment, when you feel worried, anxious, uncertain, distracted and needing to focus, and when you are overthinking. Because grounding can help anchor and bring on a feeling of safety, those with PTSD and suffer from panic attacks often find grounding to be very helpful. Grounding is also a great activity to do first thing in the morning. Many people that have sleep difficulties find benefits from physical and soothing grounding techniques before they go to sleep as well. However, the mental grounding techniques that we'll be focusing on today may have the opposite effect if you try to do them too close to going to bed. Here are the 5 mental grounding techniques that I've found my clients enjoy the most. First up is the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. It has you use all of your 5 senses to help you return back to the present moment. So how you do this is you'll name out loud or in your mind 5 things that you can see. So you can look around the room or the space that you're in, or even out the window if you'd prefer to. 4 things that you can feel. So an example would be maybe the texture of the material on your chair, the softness of your skin, the texture of your clothing, or maybe you can even feel the sun on your skin through the window. Next would be 3 things that you can hear. So these could be obvious sounds like the noise of traffic outside, or it could also be something that you have to focus in a little bit more on to hear, such as the birds singing or the breeze outside. Next would be 2 things that you can smell. And the last thing would be 1 thing that you can taste. You may want to consider keeping a piece of candy or another treat nearby in case you are doing this technique. You could also visualize a food, and you might have the sensation of a taste in your mouth from it. Perhaps consider what an orange, popcorn, or even cake tastes like. Even if none of those are available to you currently, can you feel as if you can taste them anyway? Many people can when they focus in on a flavor of a food. In this 5-4-3-2-1 technique, just by identifying items around you helps to slow your heart rate, and it redirects your focus to that around you rather than the emotions within. The next technique is to think in terms of categories. Have you ever played the game Categories? This mental grounding technique is much like that game. With the category technique, you'll think of or write out a list on a handful of categories to challenge your brain. Here are some examples. What are 5 words that begin with the letter A? What are 5 countries? If you're a sports fan, name 5 players from your favorite sports team. Name 5 authors, 5 musicians, 5 types of flowers. You can use any number you wish, but I'd suggest 5 or higher. You can also pick any category that you'd like, or you can come up with your own. Technique 3, count or use math to center you. You could try to count backwards from 100. Go through the times table in your head, or think of a few different equations that would result in the same answer. Even if you're not a math person per se, doing math in your head is a great way to center your thoughts. Math and emotions activate different regions in your brain. So this will help you focus in on something other than the distressing feelings. A 2016 study showed that mental math exercises can actually boost your overall emotional health and well-being. They found that doing cold calculations and regulating hot emotions both rely on similar mental gymnastics, the ability to manipulate and update information. Memory-based math problems stimulate a region of the brain called the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. Other studies have previously found that higher activity in this area of the brain is associated with fewer symptoms of overall anxiety and depression. Technique 4. Listen to your surroundings. For this technique, you'll simply take a moment to be quiet and listen to your environment. If you're inside, listen to see if you can hear a clock ticking. Can you hear sounds coming in from the outside, or maybe from the other rooms? Listen to see if you can hear people talking or even breathing around you. What are some other sounds you may be able to hear? If you're outside, listen to the trees and the leaves rustling in the wind. Listen to the birds chirping, dogs barking, or possibly even children outside playing. Remind yourself that you are in the here and now. It's easy to not notice these things unless you're purposely trying to do so. The last mental grounding technique that I'll share with you today is reciting something. Think right now about some of the things that you have memorized in the course of your life. The alphabet, the Pledge of Allegiance, maybe there's a quote that resonates with you, an important speech. Whatever that may be, either say the words in your mind or speak it out loud. After hearing these 5 mental grounding techniques today, I'm curious, which of the techniques do you like the most? Is there one that is new to you and you plan to try? Please let me know in the comments. You can always return to this video whenever you'd like. Please save it so you can come back to it again as needed. I broke the video into chapters so you can return to whichever techniques you'd like to. If you got value from this video, please consider liking, commenting, and sharing this video. By doing so, you'll help the channel be seen by many more people that could benefit from it. If you'd like to get notifications for my future video uploads, please subscribe to my channel, The Rising Phoenix, and click on the bell icon. As always, keep shining your beautiful light.